Do you remember me, nigga?
My mama don't know. Quiet.
That's why my eyes wide open. If you sleep, you fell.
So chin up and let your glow take center stage from every angle.
For the lives of our daughters and sons, there really needs to be just one love.
I am from Hawaii. In the dirty and quiet part of your favorite vacation, you must understand.
One hand on the handlebar, cop chasing around me like, you can't ride on the sidewalk, living out my best life.
When I say CC, you say P. CC. CC. When I say drop the, you say Mike. Drop the. Mike. Drop the. Mike. When I say I love, you say poetry. I love. Poetry. I love. Poetry. Give it up for drop the mic. Let's get it started.
I'm riding, I'm ghosts. Hey, where I'm going, no one knows. I'm riding, I'm ghosts. Hey, where I'm going, no one knows. I'm riding, I'm ghosts. Hey, where I'm going, no one knows. Label us lost. Say we need a moral compass because you think of us as misguided. Well, I think we have more directions than an instruction manual. Riding on these cycles, trying to break cycles. Ain't it interesting how one wheel can defy the law of gravity? That's the definition of a willie. And my homies looking at me like, will he do it? Until they dare me to express my black joy like, that nigga ain't gonna do it. And then I did. One hand on the handlebar, one wheel up, living out my best life, middle finger to the gentrification, riding down these North Philly streets, cop chasing around me like, you can't ride on the sidewalk. And I'm like, fuck you. And I did, feeling so black and liberated until I feel like Eric Gartner, because I can't breathe. I fall down on the ground. My homie grabs me, hold me up by one shoulder. I hear the crowd around me yelling at the police officer because he had his gun out. I'm grabbing at my chest. I'm wheezing. I can't breathe. I'm grabbing for my inhaler. I can't breathe. I collapse on that concrete. My homie grabbing me by my shirt, saying he ain't here. I feel the tears cover my body. Sometimes a black life is lost, not to police violence, but to asthma, allergies, and the climate crisis and lack of health care. I can't breathe. Thank you.
To my wonderful co-workers, today my skin itches and I do not have the nails to scratch at all the little things. There is a sweaty voice in my ear. It is always smacking on some bad advice and chewing gum, and the gossip be as loud as the staring, and the murmuring be as nasty as the bathroom. The toilets be as stank as they talk when a predator is dressed like kin. When Judas kissed Jesus on the nose. When you've got delicate friendships that tear like tissue to tear. When fake people got nothing better to do but chew on my delicious name. My name be a chew toy in a dog's mouth. Giving these bitches something to fetch. Throw it in the air just so they can chase after it. Their hungry eyes be begging for second glances at the break room table. Them eyes be watery. Salvate for me, Malia, your favorite word. But that be the one thing you will not admit. Oh, who that John? That Hawaiian John, what her name? She need to go back. Not everyone from Hawaii is Hawaiian. From Honolulu to Philly, I've crossed cities larger than you. Jump bodies of water bigger than your delicate frame. I'm an island girl with a round face and you're a snake with a stank mouth with pieces of that shit you talk still stuck in your teeth. I could smell your breath cause you be breathing on my name all up in my personal space but never to my face. Say it with your chest. I'm sorry, I'm really feeling this. I've been holding this in. Say it with your chest. I see you hiding behind that fake, hi, Malia. You must understand, I am not from paradise. I am from Hawaii, from a homeless shelter in the dirty and quiet part of your favorite vacation destination. I am from leaving everything that is safe and familiar just to grow. You must understand, this is that deep. When you come for everything that has made me, when you come for my safety, you must understand. I do not defend myself unless I am threatened. I was not born to put up a fight, but today my skin itches. And I will scratch you all the way out my life. You know what? Y'all can keep my name. Scribble it in the stalls of the women's bathroom. You could write R.I.P. Malia. The bitch we could never be. Give it up for Malia!
If guilt rests on my consciousness, then its bed is made of the memories I couldn't stop and shit, while these sheets are what I use to cover up my false promises. Do you remember me, nigga? My memory aims to pull at triggers made by my enemies, nigga, from our last epistle. A pistol was loaded. Own up my confessions to Jehovah, made for the moment while I leave my atonement at your temple, alter my decision. I'd order up at the offer for forgiveness to the Father that often let you slip off her suspenders and all intended to. Like death walking, even when she had on her a cross and God's pendant. I cause independence if you call or am. No. Father God, I didn't mean that. This shit is all on him. I tell you, one shot to dissolve on him if he refute the truth. Do you recall what you left me on Christmas? You gifted me on Christmas. Your presence left under that tree for me to unwrap as I discover what's in it. Loss of innocence, the cause of a sinner's silence is deadly. Off topic, my mother always says, why you always have the door closed? I always say, I just need some privacy. I always tell her, please close the door. She said, no, not in my house. You know how it goes. She keeps going back and forth until I finally say, shut the door, bitch, no. It's blind anger that rests inside my soul. Off topic, my girl, she broke up with me after we had our little incident where I couldn't give it to her. You know how it works. She left me. And then she tried to say that wasn't it until I snapped at her and I said, no, bitch, that's what it is. It's blind anger. Look at what you gave to me. And now you out of prison? You say you gave repentance? Is that what it is? It's funny how you averted a verdict in arraignment, only come back out and meet the judge's chambers. That is what it is. And now you shall die quick.
She sold weed. She sold weed and she was from New Jersey, but she represented South Philly like she was born and raised there, and I love that shit. I mean, she used to cut her eyes at me and give me looks like she could read me, but it always made me feel like a good book. And it always reminded me that she had looks as if God created her on day God was showing off, because she was the image of beauty and all else was a trace. We stepped outside and walked at a pace like we was going nowhere, and just stared at each other until we got at the car. And she wanted to cool the cold world to a chill and get higher than her overdue bills. And I just wanted to lay my head up against her heartbeat and create lyrics so I could say I was making music to love in the back seat of her Honda Accord. I wanted to make love to her until her in the morning come, and then the morning came. You know, grievances, sirens outside of our car. We heard sirens outside of our car. They told us to step outside of the car. They searched us, saw that I only had chapstick and condoms. She had weed and M&Ms. But I don't think this is the reason why they stopped us. I think they stopped us because black joy is a battle cry and they felt as though they was at war. I remember looking at her from the top of that cop car, we both handcuffed, staring at each other with the same expression of shame and regret that we couldn't do anything in this moment to stop it. I haven't spoken to her since, but every time I think of that moment, I'm reminded how they can break a heart and a spirit at the same goddamn time. Fuck the police. Thank you.
I want a bike so I could willy shit. Take a trip 100 nights with my Philly chick. Hit a cliff and hover skies when we finna dip. I done had the toughest times, I'ma get really lit. Shit. I want a bike so I could willy shit. Take a trip 100 nights with my Philly chick. Hit a cliff and hover skies when we finna dip. I done had the toughest times, I'ma get really lit. You ain't gotta like me, I'ma be myself. Rather a leader than a follower, degree in self. Liberal arts associate's degree, but need some help. With intentions to finish, and that's to please myself. I need the wealth, feed my team in belts, get their dreams, get health. On 2 knees I kneel, praying to the Lord. God, I hope my means is felt, cause the hell on earth from my city, my deepest self. Prodigies of havoc, static than they heaters melt. So I'd rather keep the meanest stuff when my dreams is shelved. And I won't see no Boston green as if my team is self. That's why my eyes wide open, if you sleep, you fell. Haters take you out quicker than bitches that they fiendin' now. Shit, what's up with the hate? Turn your demons down and bubble the cake. Flip it vicious like a gymnast. Bitch in life and hustle the game. I ain't accustomed to lane switching. I'm accustomed to lanes change shifting. They come with the game. Ain't tripping, you scuffle your J's, nigga. Why push weed if you don't profit? Stop it. And why smoke the shit if you ain't coughing? I hate a smoking nigga that ain't jobbing. Like being a broke nigga is his occupation. You on that type time, I'm G-Shot. Time you wasting. But I diamond bracelet. Bling bling, think things to existence. Mama always said, think big, never midget. Talent on my head like a hit and I'm a ticket. I'm on a mission. Rather know my purpose now than later when I'm ripping. I'm sticking to the script. Try to outdo me, wind up sushi like you tuna fish. Only in competition with myself, you losers pick. Niggas be in their own way while I'm maneuvering. I'm true to this. If you lying, you should do the pits. It's bitter jungle outside. Now pussies moving in. Gentrification. I'm moving out. Choose a ride and bounce. You poo, I'm Tig. A smarter tiger in this fire we grew in as kids. So move it, bitch. Get the fuck up out of the way. Cause I'm coming out the gate like 100 out the K. Pulling hundreds out of faith. Nigga, I ain't coming around to play. Die rich or die broke. You gon' fuck around and break while I fuck around in banks. Bends to my mama with a comments line of Rafe. Ends with a swim with piranhas, so we got her out of space. Your cycle out of shape. A cycle you out of race, so your life is not a waste. Wifey, mama, father not disgrace. Karma got a waste. Charming out of place. Harming like a taste. Bad. Fuck your life up in a matter of time. Won't change well. Won't age well like the saddest of wine. Stay in hell. I'm in heaven with mines, nigga. Why press go if you gon' stop it? Stop it. Why press go if you gon' stop it? Stop it. And why stretch though if you gon' pop it? Nonsense. I hate a joking nigga that be clocking like he can't hold the figures too. Contentment is an option. I wanna. Yeah.
Give it up for Black Cancer.
When I think about how good God has been to me, to be brought back from a darkness that so many men have been, I'm blessed to say I have arrived. Where very few men can say they survived, I can say I survived. Today I can hold my head up high. I rise because now I realize I had to fall so low from God's graces. So low that I surrounded myself with things and people and places that shame would be ashamed, and pain was the blood that traveled through my veins, and unconsciously my reality was based on this perception that life owed me something more than I was willing to rise for. Something that was so vividly clear to a blind man, yet and still I was unwilling to open my eyes for. I rise because now I realize that being woke is more than a cliche. It's a state of mind, meaning that I have risen, I have been awakened, I've been spared and given a second and a third and so many chances, Lord, that I believe there is a reason for your forgiveness. And that's why my life has not been forsaken. Prayers without works on bended knees, scripture reading, knowing every hymn. But what's the use if you're not living proof that you really, really know him? You see, I rise because my God said to stand up and be accounted for. Because prayers without works on bended knees, it's just going to make your knees sore. You see, I rise because little black boys need a strong role model to look up to. Stevie said love's in need of love. Marvin said it's going on. And Lauren sang about a miseducation that so many are going through. You see, I rise because I want my life to be a living testament. And those that know me, they can see my transformation. I can only sing out in praises without hesitation and so much jubilation. Hey, if he did it for me, God, what can't God do? You see, I want my pedestal to rise to the highest point of actualization, you see. I want my pedestal to reach that highest point of this elevation to where I can rise no more, and I finally reach my destination where I can race across the cloud and say, I'm here, Lord. I'm here, Lord. I'm happy and I'm overjoyed because I'm finally going to see him. I've been waiting my whole life and I'm finally going to meet him. I'm going to put my arms around him and thank him for everything he ever did for me when I meet him. Thank you. Thank you for all the times I was unworthy and unfaithful and life kept stressing me and temptation was more than I could stand, and the devil kept testing me. You stood right by my side, never giving up on my path. You just continuously kept blessing me. Thank you for all the times I was too blind to see all the signs you were always revealing. When I was down and out, when I was in prison, when pain made me feel like I couldn't go on. Thank you for your mercy, your comfort, your love, and your unconditional healing. Thank you. Thank you for sending Christ in my life and to all mankind to be our Savior. And thank you for allowing me to drop the mic CCP because I've been blessed and highly favored. Thank you.
Before I start, I just want to say, I had poems ready, and they were memorized, and, they were good. But last night, I felt like I was going to break into two pieces, and instead I wrote this. So this is very, very personal, and I just want you to know that I'd rather give you something real. Hello, Professor. I wanted to reach out to you because I've been feeling upset and disappointed in myself since the midterm. I know I did not do well. I guess I wanted to touch base and let you know it is important to me that I do well in school. But some completely and unexpected and overwhelming things have happened to me since the beginning of October that have been affecting my living situation and my mother. My biggest fear is not being able to get an A in my classes because of unfortunate life events. I wanted to ask you if you think I could bounce back from this midterm or if I should consider withdrawing. I know we are in the middle of the semester, so I'm not too sure if I still have time to work on my overall grade despite the midterm. I think it would just make me feel more secure if I got your thoughts. Thank you for taking the time to read this email. I appreciate your help. Sincerely, Malia. I remember not knowing if it was real or not. She packed all of my stuff in her tiny car and sat me in the front seat and said it was time to go. But where do you go when there is no more help? When you've got spaghetti for arms, either too flimsy or snapping in half at the touch, doesn't matter, they just don't work. Where do you go when your Savior runs out of grace? When you look more like leech than damsel? When capital is not satisfied with your blood and your sweat? When it wants the only real thing God gave you, your breath? She took my suitcase out of her trunk and gave me a hug. Said that we made it just in time for dinner and I should hurry up and talk to the front desk about registering. She drove off. I thought about the bed she would return to, the carpeted floors and walls with doors that locked. That night, I think they served meatballs. I don't know. I just know it was something I never really liked. They gave me a thin yoga mat and a scratchy blanket. I chose a spot in the corner of the church where no one else was sleeping. They turned the lights off at 9 p.m. sharp. As I laid there on the floor, I did everything but pray to God. I tasted tears that were bitter like reality, and I cried myself to sleep. I did not send the email to my professor. I was too ashamed. I would rather tell an auditorium full of strangers than a person whose eyes I know are staring into mine that it is happening again. And all of a sudden, I've got noodles for arms. I am too flimsy and snapping at the touch. I am not praying to God. I am wondering if this is real or not. And the curriculum continues. Capital continues. And I get left behind.
Hello, this is Please Me. Hey, how you doing? Wait, before you start taking things out of context, out of place, take a second, take a breath. Don't be looking down, admiring my waistline. Open your mouth with respect before I put you in your place. Don't make me have to put you in check before I have to slap you in your face. Open your thoughts, say it with your chest. What you want? What I want? I want more than satisfaction, a seemingly good distraction. Don't be slick with your words. Flattery gets you nowhere. Ain't no need to be acting. Enlighten my brainstem. Send me on journeys with your sick conversations. And while we stick to remain friends, make me anxious for face-to-faces and patiently waiting for you to feed me more wordplay. Lift me up without touching on my most frustratingly worst days. Let's get to talking, no loving, and don't be pushing for more things. I know I'll be teaching you some things, and tell me, what can you teach me? And when I'm fighting and pushing even more away, tell me, how will you reach me? When you can't call, can't text me, I want you to fight for attention. Talk to me like before instant messaging, when people used to interact more. Just listen. Feed me 90s vibes in the kitchen. Let's talk food and good pensions. Teach me how to get my money right, my mind and my soul. Teach me how to get through my lonely nights without needing a soul. And when I need help, let me need you and be there to console. Respect my inner woman, fear my inner gangster. Trust that I'll get through the storm, and if I need you to jump in, you'll make me greater. See my inner child of a woman with the burning desire of passion. Say you'll go miles for this woman just to hear my sweet laughter. Say you let her curves in my mode. Don't describe me into words like you're so pretty and fine, but rather a goddess, modestly amazing and timeless. Step into my personal bubble, open up the lioness in my heart. Turn my guard of a building to rubble. Hey, maybe I'll let you burn it down. Here's a match for the spark. Better yet, how about we start? Hello, my name's Q.
Behavioral scientist Steve Maraboli can be quoted as saying, Halloween is a day that many people like to wear a mask, while others are simply happy to take theirs off. I'm one of those people that I'm finally happy to take my mask off. I've worn you for so long, I lost sight of who I was. You supplied me with lies, arrogance, and all the tools to deceive all those that attempt to know me, making me a fraud. You see, I lost myself and I was frantically searching high and low for a reflection in a mirror, a shadow on the ground, a faded picture in a photograph reminiscent of Sheila's son once recognized, but yet incapable of love. How can I love you and I don't know me and I don't know what I become and not even understand who I was? After crying so many nights knowing that I've been robbed of my innocence. I've been robbed of my developmental stages from a boy to a man. I've been robbed of the values and the morals that my mother's instilled in me, leading me to become anybody I wanted to be. So many masks, a stolen identity. I desired to fit in and be accepted, but the truth is, in reality, no one is perfect. This illusion of perfection I set up for myself leads me down a road of destruction at times. Conscious thoughts are always creeping in, asking me, poet, is it really worth it? You see, I was going through it because I could not understand what life is. The mysteries of socialization was my frustration, and what I thought was acceptable behavior became my hell on earth, a real-life crisis, self-inflicted wounds to my mental and my spiritual, only because I was unaware who Christ is. I hate myself at times, and that's only because I was walking through life pretending and deceiving, believing I could be whoever I wanted to be. But the fact remains, no matter how many masks I wear, in the end, I'm still gonna be me. Thank you.
I stand tall, but I feel stagnant. I never move, but I make them in waves, so hey, I make it happen. I'm a hustler. The landlord around this motherfucker. Put some respect on my name when your elders tell you to take this L. I take them plenty of times on a regular basis, cause face it, your life experience is nothing compared to me if you ain't. I said, I take it on a regular basis, cause face it, your experience with others is basic if you don't put the high in school and face it. Laces, spliff it, different laces, lace kicks to baby lacing me with J's, jeans, genuine denim to braids, slits and watches. Conversations awaken, I don't say shit, I just be watching. Hallway clocking when them guards is up plotting, cause they be trying to press my buttons, but it won't work because my guard is up when they coming. Like vomit. My friend and theirs dance around questions and comments like pop lockers. Common, did he getting it? Takes time to pop the lock on what I'm about. My love's for literature, drugs and pilling you, tablets and tech gadgets, and even had tech gadgets to get rid of you. Condom stocking, so it's not a problem with chlamydia or Ghana when I thought about it. It's not an option. The longest relationship I ever had and locked in was 5.5 years until they finally routed. Congratulations, you have the paper and the knowledge. You forgot about me. Ah, shit. I should shed a tear. Cause not once did we ever go on a date or any outings. I got fucking feelings too, you know? But they probably doubt it. The fact of the matter is, no one cares about the fucking life of a locker. Thank you.
If guilt rests on my consciousness, then its bed is made of the memories I couldn't stop and shit, while these sheets are what I use to cover up my false promises. So dear Layla, as I grab a pencil to wrap my Last epistle, a pistol was loading. For know it's the moment I take my personal atonement to Jehovah. I told you, I owed a debt that death could only repay in full death. Because if I said that I left you for that, I could never forgive myself. But if the truth be told, I left you so to burn to hell. Right? Do you not hate me? That held you as a baby, created the plot, the thought of betrayal by your own flesh and blood, the thought of him on top of you as you scream and run. Can you imagine a son inside of a 5-year-old as she bleeds and grunts, holding her down by her frail neck until the deed is done and gone? Where is your covenant? For the place that she rests her head, for the place that she calls her bed, only contains grave robbers after the body, but never the soul. So please, bring her home. Please, make her whole.
When I say poof, y'all gonna say like magic. In societal order, who got more swords in the balls in the barracks or the balls on the corner that just seem to go poof? Who got more words in the ball, who in the books in the preacher's pulpit that be like, look, you gonna be shook that day you go poof? When you be in the school and you be in the desk writing your name on the books and the teacher be like, yo, there's a test on Friday, but you forgot you gotta go back home today. Everything in your mind just go poof. You see, I'm growing up on stages. I'm growing up in the streets. I'm growing up in the books. I'm growing up in some beef. I just want to rap and rhyme and shine, but yet I got to make sure when I get home, I'm actually home. In my mom's dome, I don't go poof. Yeah. It's a little bit tragic like that when accidents happen while you in traffic, yet you going the right way, but the opposite way is the ladder. When all niggas know is a ladder, you gotta climb it to get success. Don't do your best foot, do success. Put your best foot first. Do it if you want. Get checked, get wrecked. But make sure you know you got hands that can pull strings like Geppetto and drop sand like it's Finetto. Listen, man, I'm just trying to make some fun. I ain't no magician, but everything I ever wanted is someday just gonna go poof.
I'm just checking in on you to see how you be doing. 'Cause people be saying it's the end when really it's the beginning. Yeah, life is filled with stress and sin, but life is in the living. It's also filled with love and light. So what you gon' just give in? So what you gon' just give in? Yeah, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Ethnic, democratic, economic, geographic. Tell me what's your demographic? I'ma put it on a chart and graph it. Reduce your life to data and statistics. It's tragic, 'cause a human's life ain't worth shit. Don't get mad at me for saying it. Since we talking records, it's recorded. And if you knew some history, then we could call it historic. Or if you had a heart or religion, then maybe you deplore it. So make a flick, put some music to it. I got some peoples who could score it. But the simple truth of the matter is, the truth is simply epic. Racism, sexism, intolerance, injustice, our pandemic. The absence of a system of checks and balances in this country is systemic. So let's fix it. I'm just checking in on you to see how you be doing. People be saying it's the end when really it's the beginning. Life is filled with stress and sin, but life is in the living. It's also filled with love and light. So what you gon' just give in? So what you gon' just give in? Yeah, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Why don't you take this life that you've been given? Be grateful, sink it, put it in rhythm. And it's okay if you a bit offbeat, but still timing is everything. So open your mind, stop hating. Find some space in your heart for some new information. Swear off complacence, end your affair with lamestream radio stations. Make a commitment to nurture the next generation. Replace your miseducation with truth, peace, and this process takes time, so be patient. And friend, it's time for some revision, adjustment, reconstruction, revolution, changing, changing. And I'm just checking in on you, see how you be doing. People be saying it's the end when really it's the beginning. Life is filled with stress and sin, but life is in the living. It's also filled with love and light. So what you gon' just give in? So what you gon' just give in? And I'm just checking in on you, see how you be doing. People be saying it's the end when really it's the beginning. Yeah, life is filled with stress and sin, but life is in the living. It's also filled with love and light. So what you gon' just give in? 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 Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. One more, right? All right. Thank you. So I like to cuss a lot. I'll do that the next time. Sorry to disappoint, because I'm really good at it. But yeah, there's a poem I have. It's one of my favorite poems. It's called Love. I'm about to share it with you. Because no matter if I cuss or if I rant and rave, if I shout, if I tell you completely to fuck off, it means love is involved in there somewhere. I'm telling you off because I love you and I want to save you. I'm telling you off because there should be some love present and it's not, so I'm cussing your ass out. So basically, everything I do is about love. It doesn't matter the language, the intention is all about love. You feel me? So on this day, there will be no talk of war or politics or disaster or death. Love is alive today, so we will speak only of love. There will be only love on tongue and lip and in heart and thought. And it won't be that Hollywood type of love, not TV love, not dime store novel love, and certainly not, absolutely not, please promise me not, mainstream music love. Love, love, love. Love that has been worked on like gardens and term papers. Love that has been nurtured like children, and well, like children. Love that falls, crashes, even burns, but dusts off, fixes up, and rises, more brilliant than before. Phoenix love, yes, Phoenix love. So let us speak only of love, healing love, no herbal or over-the-counter love, real healing love like God's love, like your mama's love, like best friend love, like little baby's love, like lover's love, like change the world love, like human love, humans, love. Love soft, love hard, but just love. Enjoy this new garden. Work on it together and it will be beautiful. It will grow from year to year. It will be perennial. It will win blue ribbons and everything. And folks will come from far and wide just to see it and wish they had this kind of garden, this kind of, enjoy this new garden. Work on it together and it's gonna be so beautiful. It's gonna grow from year to year. It's gonna be perennial. It's gonna win blue ribbons and everything, and folks are gonna come from far and wide just to see it, and they gonna wish they had it, had this kind of garden, this kind of, enjoy this new garden, work on it together, and it's gonna be so beautiful. It's gonna grow from year to year. It's gonna be perennial. It's gonna win blue ribbons and everything if you put the work into it. I promise you. And folks are gonna come from far and wide just to see it, and they gonna wish they had it, had this kind of garden, this kind of, had this kind of garden, this kind of love, 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 love. So this is for Michelle, and this is for me. And this is for all the super sisters in the motherfucking house. This is for all the people who respect the super sisters in the motherfucking house, recognize, celebrate what the fuck we do, what we have to contribute, how hard we fucking work when we raise these kids with our partners sometimes, without our partners, on our motherfucking own, with nothing. We do that shit. Super sisters represent. Super sister. I see you off in the distance, coming at me like a twister, packing more force than a four-time heavyweight champion, kinky coil top cauldron of pain, passion, and black mama strength, hell-bent on making your mark in this world. Angry ghetto grown world girl, swirling, twirling your way through the darkest of days and the brightest of nights, trying to fit some love in between. Super sister, super sister, sister, super sister, super sister, sister. Super sister. I see you off in the distance, pistons ablaze as you raise your black misters to be 1, 2, 3, 4. Victors, not victims of the systems and prisons aimed at stifling their visions. Your mission is clear. Fear is not even an option. With your son on that front line, ain't no time. Grab your Tech 9. Don't give them suckers 1 second to think. 2, 3, 4. Or to blink. 2, 3, 4. Super sister. Super sister, sister, super sister, super sister, sister. Super sister, I see you off in the distance, gaining momentum as you deconstruct their preconceived misconceptions. 2, 3, 4. Blowing their notions right up out the ocean, pathway to your auction. Rape, hate, blame, conversion. I call on all super sisters to enlist her in-house divinity, see? We may plea, but never bargain. For the lives of our daughters and sons, there really needs to be just one love, one love. There really ought to be just one love. Yeah. Just one love. Yeah. Just one love. Yeah. Just one love. Just one love. Yeah. Just one love. Just one love. Thank you.
Ursula Rucker.
Thank you.
Give it up for Ursula Rucker.
Give it up for Michelle, Dr. Myers, the judges, motherfucking drop the mic, all the poets, everybody, all y'all sitting out in the fucker, all the people that's helping, everybody.
Did you hear? Notre Dame caught on fire. Embers used its roof as a dance floor and support beams like a jungle gym, sending a smoke signal up to God, and like magic, pledges equaling 600 million threatened to crush the collection plate 48 hours later. A miracle. A world record blessing worthy of history book recording, so much so, one could wonder if they even got to fully assess the damage before the restoration was completely funded, but I can't really seem to focus on that. My mind keeps shifting itself to other things, like how my city refuses to talk about how it was moved to bomb a portion of itself to flush out some unruly niggas and let a whole neighborhood burn. I'm thinking about how my people still got PTSD from Tulsa, still got Charleston on the brain. I ain't done calling Dylan Roof a bitch yet. I'm questioning if the real reason they finally got down to saving New Orleans, because if we lost that, then they'd lose Mardi Gras, and because the Saints needed their stadium back when Puerto Rico screams Wepa, it still has to clean debris from its lungs. Flint is still drowning in neglect heavier than their bodies. Notre Dame burns, and the whole world sees it. I wonder if Haiti had a good chuckle about it before asking if any money from its 122-year reparation payment plan to France to keep its freedom was kept on reserve for such an occasion. A whole bunch of people with American pride nestled in their throats did mourn, though. The loss of art and history, and chanted for its resurrection before anyone could even consider drafting a eulogy. Your mans, the president, offered aid to help rebuild when he couldn't even bother to save his casinos from collapsing, letting jobs drown in the Jersey Shore, extracted work from independent contractors, but ain't bothered to fulfill his promise to fill their pockets. So I'm mad. Quasimodo got condolences quicker than my niggas, and I'm mad. A photo op incites more concern than people that look like me. Survive in the same tax bracket. A picture is worth 1,000 words, but folks below 50K a year ain't worth much. It seems like the caring only starts when there's a tangible return on investment, or their vacations will never be the same. So I'm mad as hell, and this whole shit deserves to go up in flames. After a year and some change of grueling research, I managed to compile a list of tips and tricks to help stimulate your anxiety. Tip 1. Ask nothing, assume everything. Example. My dad says he loves me, was never really around, so it kind of seemed like a 180 move to me, you know. All these eyes can see is a back turn from the start. I guess when it was said that Atlas was holding the world, they weren't talking about mine. I must not have been worth the wait. I mustn't have been the gains he wanted. Maybe that's why he and my mother stopped working out. I wonder if she wasn't a good spotter for him, or if he decided to just press on without her. I wonder if his muscles were so fatigued from raising my siblings, one of which was born outside of the bloodline, that when he got to me, there was no pushing through the last set. Tip 2, ask question, receive answer, assume anyway. Example. I've asked my mother about why she and my dad broke up, and to keep it short, irreconcilable differences. The infatuation wore off, and she saw a man she couldn't see a future with. This is, more or less, what I've been told. And I wonder if her baby bump wasn't the iceberg for their love boat. I wonder if my birth, my path to freedom, tried to play savior to my people, but I didn't know how to bring their rough waters back together. Why you ain't tell me I wasn't Moses, God? This was supposed to be the safest route, wasn't it? The one that led to a brighter future. It wasn't supposed to let my people go down in flames, or let the flames be put out. Why wasn't I the answer? Why couldn't I bring peace? What's with all these shards in the wake of it all? Not pretty enough to craft a mosaic. Tip 3, ask, receive answer, take it in, let it devour you from the inside out. Example. A friend tells me he don't want to be friends no more. Says I don't know how to defend his honor when his back is turned. Says he can't trust my shield when there are enemies all around, and I crumble. We've exchanged I love yous like family ought to, and he took his back because he ain't think it was safe with me. And now I'm just here, leaking, unsure of my security. Asked myself, are these words even worth listening to if I couldn't win him back? Asked if my existence would be missed if I'm so dismissible. I stopped posting on social media just to see if anyone would notice. Stopped leaving the house for anything other than work and wondered if any rooms would feel my absence. Made a list of people who would care. Started with my family and struggled with the yes column. Tip 4, realize anxiety is your worst enemy. Ask for advice anyway. Example, I know I am loved. I know I am a high spade in someone's deck of cards that would throw the whole game off if I went missing, and still, there are times when I wonder if they would just move on to a different game, or if they'd buy a new deck altogether, or if they just put a placeholder in my vacancy. Because anything will do and continue to be full. So I ask anxiety what it thinks, and it says, Alrighty then. So I have one more poem for y'all. Y'all fine with that? Y'all good with that? Y'all good? Y'all still with me? We still here? All right. So this poem is actually, it's my favorite poem to do at this current point in time because it's for my wife. So can I do a poem for my wife? Fantastic. All right. I fell for her, she caught me slipping. 2 left feet tripping. If I was a psychic, she'd forever be the vision, the answer to all my problems. Even the long division, she's a field trip. And I swear she got all of my permission. Listen, she's the kitchen and the dinner. Can't see myself eating without her, and damn if she ain't delicious. I swear this more than my missus. On God, it's more than the feeling. It's a prelude before my vows could even be written. Can I get a rhythmic snap? Yeah, she might crack a cell, get the center, nucleus, if you feel me, right? All right, let's see. She's fantastical, inconceivably magical. Says she's my favorite place. I got her longitudes and latitudes. Yeah, actual factuals. I laugh at dudes thinking if they put their rap down, they could get her mathematicals. Nah, but I don't blame you, because if I had your shoes, I'd exhaust a lung to holler, try to make her my boo, too, right? And I was, and I did, and she chose me, so now I got the juice. Hey. And every single time I see her, I thank the stars, the sun, and the moon. And God, too. Cause she got me like, Can I repeat that back? Okay. And she got me like, ooh, ooh, ooh. And she got me like, And she got me like, ooh, 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 ooh. Then she got me like, I like how rhythmic y'all are. Y'all feel it. Y'all in the groove. Y'all moving with it. You know, I like it. I love it. She got me like how I got my mama's features. Undeniable. She got me like how gravity got us all. I ain't going nowhere until she no longer exists. I'd be remiss if I didn't say I love her Mount Everest tall. You know, new heights. Gave her I do ice, threw a ring on it because Beyonce said if you like it, that's what you do, right? Loving her can't be wrong because she too right. Make me do a 180, got my future so bright, got my past looking shady and distrusting. This ain't a discussion, I can't go back to bankrupt life when she's an oil well good for the gushing. She ain't just something, she's everything. I'd lift every voice and sing, but that still wouldn't be loud enough if you can't tell. I'm proud of her, she gets all my standing ovation and all. Even if I ain't get no approval from y'all, I stand for her on sight. She's so cold, you thought I bit into a Klondike. She's so bold, word processor give me squiggly line like Parton. I don't usually make these kind of suggestions. I need you to understand that this one here is a blessing I do. I does, she's so worth it, got me in, on and around love. She my ground, she a sound hug, bring me back to center. She a dime plus a billion, sharp as a wood splinter and stronger than paint thinner, my God. And she keeps my heart jumping like kids playing hopscotch with 2 peas. 1 pot and it's clear, no fog. She the one 10,000 in the million. My wife, a work of art, watch me paint her on church ceilings. My name is Marquise Riley. Thank y'all for listening. Thank you to Dr. Michelle Myers for having me here.
I heard a woman becomes herself the first time she speaks without permission. Then every word out her mouth a riot. Say beautiful and point to the map of your body. Say brave and wear your skin like a gown or a suit. Say hero and cast yourself in the lead role. When a girl pronounces her own name, there is glory. When a woman tells her own story, she lives forever. All the women I know are perennials, marigolds, daffodils, soft things that refuse to die. I don't come from anything tamed or willing. I come from soil flossed with barbed wire, meaning abuela will cuss you out with the same breath she kissed you with. Her blood, a wild river. My mother doesn't rely on instruction manuals or men, nor does she equate the two. Can fix anything if you get out of her way. Says the best technology is her own 2 hands. But once I dreamed, I had no teeth, just a mouth to hold other people's things. If this poem is the only thing that survives me, tell them I grew a new tongue. Tell them I built me a throne. Tell them when we discovered life on another planet, it was a woman. And she built a bridge, not a border. Got God and named gravity after herself. Thank you. My mom holds her accent like a shotgun with 2 good hands. Her tongue all brass knuckles slipping in between her lips. Her hips are all laughter and wind clap. She speaks a sancocho of Spanish and English pushing up and against one another in rapid fire. Mira, there is no telling my mama to be quiet. My mama don't know quiet. Her voice is one size better fit all, and you best not tell her to hush. She waited too many years for her voice to arrive to be told it needed housekeeping. See, English sits in her mouth remixed, so strawberry becomes a strawberry, and cookie becomes a cookie, and kitchen, keychain, and chicken all sound the same. My mama doesn't say yes, she says aha, and suddenly the sky in her mouth becomes a Hector Lavoe song. Her tongue can't lay itself down flat enough for the English language. It got too much hip, too much bone, too much conga, too much cuatro to 2-step, got too many piano keys in between her teeth. It got too much clave, too much hand clap, got too much salsa to sit still. It's be an anxious child, wanting to make Play-Doh out of concrete. English be too neat for her kind of wonderful. Her words spill in conversation between women whose hands are all they got. Sometimes our hands are all we got. And accents that remind us that we are still bomba, still plena. You say huepa, and a stranger becomes your hermano. You say dale, and a crowd becomes a family reunion. My mother's tongue is a telegram from her mother, decorated with the coquis of El Campo. So even when her lips can barely stretch themselves around English, her accent is a stubborn compass, always pointing her towards home.